Welcome back to From Rumor to Reality with your host, Darlene Ruger. I want to thank you for continuing to watch this podcast. So, today's topic, we're going to talk about food shortage, bunker, and a nice little surprise at the end. So, on my podcast, I like to also give clips because you can't go by every time word of mouth. So, as you know, this is all for entertainment purposes. And again, this is From Rumor to Reality with your host, Darlene Ruger. So, today's topic, we're going to start off from what my last clip was about. My last clip was about the fake food that is going on nowadays. Unfortunately, you can experience fake chicken, fake fruit, fake vegetables, fake steak. So my analogy of this all, as I was relaxing last night, it hit me. So I'm just going to actually have a conversation with you on what I actually was thinking, and I would love if you leave your comments below. So last night I'm relaxing and I'm just thinking of, the next topic that I want to do for the next day. So I'm like, of course, I want to make a part two of the fake food because I just didn't want to leave it off as just the clips of the fake food. And then you're like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Why should you just leave it like that? I apologize. I didn't put to be continued. So, as I was saying, with the fake food, I came to an analogy that allegedly the bunkers that are already built, remember years ago and recently, but they don't put it out in the news, that people were filling up the bunkers with fresh food, fresh water. I know you remember the clips of what is his name? Al Rogan, I want to say. Alex Rogan. There we go. Alex Rogan, that years ago that he discovered that there was massive trucks going into this tunnel, which happened to be one of the mountains. If you don't know, then I suggest you look it up because it's not going to get me banned by telling you. But I do love you for watching. So now Alex Rogan, he went and he did an investigation and he found out that a bunch of trucks was going into this tunnel that was excavated out of a mountain. Okay, so years ago they've been taking slowly and surely they actually did what they wanted to do. I assume they accomplished it. That they were taking a lot of our food and storing it in there for when the apocalypse come or when there is a nuclear war, um, anything that pretty much doesn't fit their agenda. So now this is the kicker, right? Like seriously, you have to listen. I'm so serious. Okay, so what happened if they took all of our food, right? And then they're leaving us with the fake food. So they already know what and what time, I guess, or around, you know, when this is supposed to happen. But seriously now, think about it. What happened if they took all our real food? Because now we're having a shortage and now they're talking about the fertilizers and the fire. But what happened if that's just the veil over it? What happened if they took our food, stored it all in the bunkers for all them nice little elites, just so they could survive, and they leave us all here with the fake fucking food. Now, eventually we would die out because there's no nutritious in it, right? And then the water, they took a lot of our water and now they're using a lot of the water for the data centers. So now supposedly there's a listeria in New York that killed 3 people because the listeria somehow got into the system cooling system. So now I'm looking at the news this morning, and today's date is July the 20th, 2026. And they're talking about possible listeria in the fucking water, yo. Yo, these people, they working quick. Now, let's just get back on topic. Okay, so also I was thinking, all right, so there's a food shortage, and they always tell you to prep, but the prep only lasts for a certain amount of time. I honestly thought that by buying a whole, a gallon or 2 gallons of the prep, I would save it until the shit hits the fan. Well, no, that's not how it works. It actually has a fucking time limit on it. So I really don't. Someone needs to explain to me what is the point of that. Because what I supposed to do if there's nothing else to eat and I have a couple gallons of food for my family and then we can't eat it, we just wasted hundreds of dollars. So that's just another part we're going to get into too. But this is what I'm really trying to tell y'all. So they pretty much, I'm not saying they did. This is allegedly now, allegedly that they took most of our okay, we're not going to do that right now. I'm sorry. So allegedly they took most of all our real food and stored it. If you notice, there's fake fruit, fake oranges. I'm just waiting for the fake pineapples. No, we're not doing that right now. Okay, so as I was saying, what happened? Now I'm talking to the people that are, the people that are not reptilian, because I don't know who is and I don't know who's not. But I have a question for y'all rich people that's going down there in the bunkers when the shit hits the fan. This is what I was cracking up thinking about. What happened? Y'all go down there and it's nothing but, you know, reptilians, they reveal themselves to y'all. Now, I'm just saying, what happens? Just really think about it. You got now Cardi B, she ain't no reptilian, but that chick, she making a lot of money. So I'm assuming she's going to be available to go into those bunkers. Let's just put it out there. You know what I mean? She's viable. Anybody that's viable, you're going to be going into the bunkers. Now, what happened? You take your ass in the bunker and you chilling years down the line, and all of a sudden the reptilian, I don't even think they're gonna wait that long. The reptilian fucking come out because they have to feed us the real food to keep us nutritious, right? And supposedly, allegedly, if there are reptilian people walking around, they feast on us. So, what happened? Y'all all go in that motherfucker, chilling, and one day the fucking reptilians reveal themselves to you. And then they start eating y'all because you're their source of food. Ain't that a bitch? Now, I'm not being all Pacific, but you have to understand what I'm saying. Food shortage. Where did all the food go? Anybody? Nothing?
Awesome!
Nothing. No, no, nobody. Okay. Well, I'm going to clear it up for you. The rumor is that we are in a food shortage, but the reality is they done took our food and stored it in those nice bunkers that they have for when the shit goes down. Now we're left with the fake food, so we're going to die out from non-nutrition, poison water, poison air. But the people that are in the bunkers, you're just the food supply for the reptilians. So they're going to feed you and letting you fatten up, and then they're going to eat your ass. And then I guess there's just going to be nothing but hybrids because, of course, they're going to use us for, you know, doing what they do best, mating. It's going to be science experiments. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just sitting there. I'm telling you right now that I was just sitting there chilling and it just came to me. And I was like, ain't that some shit? I would not be surprised. I would love to be a fly on the fucking wall. You think you done got away from everything. Yeah, I'm just going to duck here and, we spent our billions getting in here. We all good. And years down the line, a reptilian come knock on your door and say your payment is due. So now they get to eat you, and then they're going to eat mostly all humans and leave some mostly for slaves. But I would think they would take the lower class reptilians and have them as slaves. But I'm just saying, because you know why this came to my head? I watched fucking Fallout. Let me tell you something. Watch Fallout on HBO if you have Prime. Watch Fallout. That's when shit start really like, wait, they already had this shit anchored in and everything, but Fallout was originally a lie. But who to say? Because when they say they make movies in Hollywood and they make shows like that, a series, they're really telling us the truth in our eyes. We just have to be smart enough to sit there and do our own little investigation and then Unfortunately, Google is probably mostly what we have left to, to get our information from. So, but I'm just telling you folks, I'm going to put some clips in here, and I just wanted to put this out there because it just kept just sitting in my head, and I was just like, you know what? This is what I'm here for. I want everyone to think outside the box because you never know what you may find when you open up a Pandora's box. So, again, fake food. We are being overrun with fake food, genetically made, not organic. The fertilizer that the farmers usually use is getting more expensive. There's more wildfires going on. There is more global warming. So a lot of our stuff is getting depleted. So what are we left with? Fake food and poisoned water. And then as you experienced a couple days ago, we had toxic air. So just thinking outside the box, what happened when Alex Jones, he's the one that, or Alex Rowland, Alex Jones. You know what? I think his name is Alex Jones. I'm sorry, Alex Rowland. I think you're the UFC fighter guy, manager. I just know your bald head. So, but they both got bald heads. Anyway, give me a second. Okay. Now, as I was saying, what happened when he discovered all those trucks that was going in there that was for the supplies? What happened if that was actually, which allegedly was a lot of our foods, things to grow? Oh, and also I wanted to put out, if you look on TikTok and you're a gardener, they have the most beautiful little greenhouse gardener thing I ever seen. Just look on TikTok, and I am not getting paid to do this, but I'm just letting you know. Like honestly, you have to look for it. Look on TikTok and hit home greenhouse. It is beautiful, and it's for actually growing your own vegetables. I recommend people start doing that because honestly, I don't know when the shit is going to hit the fan. I'm just going off of my assumptions. Sometimes I may have visions, but this was literally just my mind just doing its own little thing, and then I kind of believe that I put it all together. Now, from the fake food to them taking the food, and then we're left with the poison air, poison food, genetically made food, which we will die out because there's no nutrition in it. And you can't rely on the vitamins you take because a lot of those is just placebo, the multivitamins I'm talking about. Now, they could have allegedly took all our good food. So when the shit hits the fan, they're good. They could feed their families and everything. Everything's going to be smooth and going, like gravy. But then eventually the shit is going to hit the fan for them because then the reptilian is going to reveal themselves and all them people that went down there that is not reptilian and that is just thought that you was just going to skip ship and just probably go over Antarctica wall, excuse me. The reptilian is going to eat you because we're their source of food. So, what do you think that the reptilians just going to have their own little warehouse? Or they going to have their little warehouse of food? But also, when that food runs out, talking about fast food, they're going to get you. But this is all for entertainment purposes. So, we're going to go on, and I'm assuming in these, when it gets down to the bunkers, you're not allowed to have no weapons because why would you need weapons? Everything is friendly. So, you damn sure not going to be able to be all, when they reveal their stuff, you fucked. So today's topic, as I said, thank you for watching. It was about the fake food, the food shortage, the bunkers, people reptilian like walking around in the bunkers. You know, same old, same old. Same old, same old. Well, thank you for watching From Rumor to Reality with your host, Starlene Ruger. And I'm so happy that you came back again. So sit back and enjoy and watch the clips. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to follow and share. Thank you and love you all for watching.
Every single American should be preparing for a massive food shortage over the next several months, leading into the fall of 2026. Meaning, we are going to experience a food shortage for several months. This is what farmers have been warning. This is also what agriculture experts have been telling us. And on top of that, we're already seeing the warning signs. Just look at this right here. Why am I showing you this? Well, it's because we currently have a little bit of a water issue. Well, more like a crisis. We also have according to meteorologists, they're saying that the next several months are going to be much hotter, specifically in June, July, and August. So that's concerning. And then on top of that, we also have a warning from over in the Middle East that fertilizer is a big question mark at this time. Even people that I know personally here in the United States are struggling to plant crops and to fertilize their pretty much their harvest because there's no fertilizer. It's too expensive, so it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm hearing. But I want to show you something. Look at this. First off, fires will make things difficult because if a fire goes sweeping through and just burns someone's entire crop, well, obviously that takes that crop out of our supply, which means we got lower supply, our demand's still high, meaning prices are going to go up for food. But the water supply, this is a big one. The water supply is an issue. And here's what's happening, because I didn't realize years ago how important it is.
These celebrities and their underground bunkers, let's talk about it because it's just so much going on. So over the past few years, all these millionaires and billionaires have been building these like super teched out underground bunkers. It is said that Mark Zuckerberg and his wife has this $270, I believe, $1 million bunker that is being in the making. And these bunkers are all over the world. And y'all know I said all this to say, this reminds me of something. On American Horror Story Apocalypse, this whole season was about the spawn of Satan, the Antichrist, ending the world. And he needed the Illuminati and the higher ups to basically help plan out this thing. So what they did was that he called a big meeting with all of the world leaders, the celebrities, the everybody that you know that has a name. He held this meeting and he basically was like, y'all already have the resources. You have all these underground bunkers, you have a fallout shelter, you have all these things. Basically, let your family know to be there when we send out these missiles to end the world, and y'all will be safe when the end times has started. And I know some people are like, yeah, they're just doing this for safety reasons, just in case. No, they're doing this for a reason. It's one thing to make a little safety shelter for like if it's a tornado or earthquake or something, but full on underground bunkers in homes that is stocked and prepared for years and years and years. It reminds me of Apocalypse, American Horror Story. And if y'all haven't watched that season, I recommend watch it. But if you got the money, hey, I mean, might as well do what you gotta do. But I just found it so crazy how all these millionaires and billionaires are having these bunkers. And on American Horror Story, the ticket was like $100 million to even secure your slot, or, you know, to be in one of these bunkers when the world ended. Well, that's just a little food for thought. Let me know what y'all think about this.
Can somebody tell me what the heck is going on with America's food supply? Because right now, they have people scared to eat anything. Let's get to it. So you can't eat meat right now because 10 million pounds of meat have been recalled for listeria. Right? That's pretty crazy. You can't eat vegetables because there's some strange parasite on the vegetables that's giving explosive diarrhea. Pretty interesting, right? And then we hear yesterday that San Diego, Tijuana released a bunch of sewage, a bunch of doo-doo water into San Diego's beach. So that means you can't eat seafood either, because the seafood is eating doo-doo. So my question to you, if you're in America and you have these three things going on, kind of sound third world, right? What are you going to eat? Maybe you should try some of that lab-grown meat or eat soy. I'm out.
Billionaires are prepping luxury doomsday bunkers with moats that set on fire.
Instead of helping humanity with some of this $196 billion, he's gonna build a house with fire moats.
The newest trend for the uber rich is building underground shelters complete with $50,000 trapdoors, parking spaces for submarines.
Parking spaces for submarines?
Here's a literal rendering of how it would work in case of an external attack. According to builders of these luxury bunkers, the buying frenzy began after Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg announced that he was constructing a $100 million bunker in Hawaii. It got really busy, and it seems like the phone
Who's
hasn't stopped
attacking
ringing.
them?
World War III seems to be coming. Ron Hubbard,
Us?
CEO of Atlas Survival Shelters, told The Hollywood Reporter. Renderings show a state-of-the-art medical room, complete with an MRI machine and top-of-the-line equipment. Of course, a state-of-the-art escape tunnel is a must, and so are bulletproof trapdoors leading to secret passageways. With the pandemic top of mind, builders have also thought of decontamination rooms. If the bunker somehow fails in apocalypse, parking spaces for extraction devices like super yachts, helicopters, and submarines can also be thoughtfully implemented into the space.
Why do they want to live so bad? Number two, ask yourself, who's going to be attacking them? Really, answer that question. Who's going to be attacking them? Us. That's who they are fighting against. Us, the people that they've made their money off of. When we're all starving and dying, we're gonna attack, right? That's who they're fortifying these shelters from, is us. Do you guys not realize how biblical this is? How this is literally the book of Revelation. These people are the faces from the book of Revelation. We know how this book ends, don't we? We know this isn't gonna work for them.
Hi, TikTok. Check this out. Hi, TikTok. Hi, TikTok. Check this out.
They're ugly. I mean, they think we're ugly, too. You know, I guess it's all a matter of perspective and belief system. In my belief system, and I'm only taking responsibility for me, they're ugly. They're anywhere from 7 to 22 feet tall. They can weigh up to 1,800 pounds. They're reptilian. The longer, the ones that have stubby tails, if you see one that has no tail, he's of the warrior class or the worker class. The longer the tail, the higher their rank. When you see one with long tails, with winged appendages, he's considered royalty. There is a way to kill them. If you can't cut off their head, they have two hearts. There's one here, underneath this armpit, and one here. Or if you can't get to that area and you need to slow it down, you need to hit it right above its groin area. It has a very large liver. You need to wound it there to slow it down. It is not something where man-to-man combat you're going to be able to deal with, because they apparently have the strength of 12, 15 men. They're incredibly quick. They're incredibly psychic. They know what you're going to do before you do.